What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be going over the budget squad that I used to go 12-0 this month in NBA 2K20 My Team. Obviously, if you guys are watching No Money Spend Squad, you guys know that there are a few additions to this squad, but whereas the No Money Spend Squad has some very good cards like Baron Davis and stuff on it, this is a legitimate budget squad, and pretty much this is the team I used. You guys don't believe that I use this squad for all my 12-0 games. I don't know how, because literally it is my No Money Spent squad, but the people still don't believe it, so I'm going to go over most of the games here, starting at 3-0 when I started recording. And team you run with is, it doesn't even matter what players you run. Replace Kelly with Tyler Hero, and this team is way better. Tyler Hero is way better than Kelly Tripucka. And basically what we wanted for this was, you wanted pick and pop big guys that can also rebound relatively well, which Aaron Baines and the Friends did quite well. We wanted two slashing point guards who could make their own shot, can also shoot the ball when they're open, and can dish out to shooters, which is huge. And what you do want, you ideally will have 3 range extender players, the 2, 3, and the 4. Unfortunately, I was only able to get 1 range extender player on my starting 5, which is why my starters tended to struggle. But I did occasionally run Anthony Simons at the 2, so I had 3 of them on. But the bench lineup killed it. So we had Derrick Rose, who's one of the best slashers in the game, 3 range extender players, and LaFrance, whose release is absolutely money. Last year at the bench, we have Mirasan to counter the Giants, Simons because he's a low rating, and again, range extender, and Barrett because he's one of the best budget cards in the game. So obviously, as you guys can see here, we are 3-0. So that is where we started this my recording journey, because I don't know, I just kind of had a feeling that I was going to play well. And first game, we're coming up against a good squad here. Like, this is a guy who I'm pretty sure I've played since this game. But he had Trae Young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Ingram, Leitner, Robinson. Like, that is a good team. And he had John Wall as well. And to start off this game, it was Aaron Baines. This was the Aaron Baines show to start it off. Like, this guy had a fairly decent team. He actually got a bit of a lead to start the game. And then Aaron Baines happened. We give it here to Baines, and Baines greens the 3-point shot. So he ends up tying the game. This is one of those ones where as soon as I got a little bit of a lead, I pulled away. And this guy decided to sit in the zone. And if you guys know, you do not zone up my range extender team. Because while zone is a fairly decent defense to run, if your players don't have range extender or they can't shoot, when I'm running 5 shooters, do not zone me up. And then after this dunk from Bielitsa to make it 20, halfway through the third quarter, 21-6 in the second quarter there, he decides to rage quit with a significantly better team. So, second game, we are actually playing against a really interesting one, because this is, if you guys don't know where these cards come from, I'm pretty sure it means he's from either Belgium or the Netherlands, which means that he either doesn't have the auction house or doesn't have the ability to open packs. And I'm guessing that because of the players he's using, he probably got some of them in free packs. I'm guessing he doesn't have the ability to use the auction house because this guy wasn't the worst player in the world. He actually started off alright, as you guys can see, tying the game at 6 each. And Aaron Baines was killing it. Aaron Baines, like straight up, Aaron Baines is killing it. But it was one of those games that we had a significantly better team. Even though ratings-wise may not have looked like it, we did have a significantly better team. And as soon as we got a little bit of a lead, we then just continued to push away. And this one got really out of hand really quick. We actually hit a lot of full whites just looking at this now. Obviously, this was a day where the 2K gods were definitely looking down on me. But again, as you guys can see, green from Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson, Bielitsa, and Aaron Baines were the stars, apart from the point guards, obviously. And yeah, so we managed to get a 20-point lead before halftime. And as expected, normally when that happens, someone will rage quit. This team right here, it wasn't bad. It was not bad. Kobe White matched up to Kobe White. Drexler's alright. Simmons a non-shooter and Garnett a non-shooter. I was like, okay, this shouldn't be too bad. But this guy actually got a fairly decent lead to start the game. And it wasn't even that it was just a lead. I felt like I wasn't in control, because normally in a team like this, I can zone up and I'd have a big advantage. But it just didn't feel like it. I know I probably should have put, looking back in hindsight, I should have put Mirasan on and kept with the zone, but I was having success anyway once this guy went into a zone himself, which is such a dumb thing. Like, he was killing me, and he made the stupid mistake of going zone. And to be fair, the 2K gods were definitely on my side in this game, but if you're coming up against someone that shoots as many threes as I do and shoots threes at as higher percentage as I do, like it's gotten to the stage where I have my players releases down. I'm shooting normally there or thereabouts 50% from 3 of my players. And like, you can't, especially with range extended players, you cannot zone up a lineup like that. And like, by halftime, we had a big lead, and he kind of stuck with it. He stuck with his defense, and even though, again, our releases weren't the best, we were still hitting a lot of shots. While obviously there's a ton of misses I didn't show, we hit a lot of shots, and we won comfortably enough in the end. So we are playing this game here, and obviously we hit the 3 to start the game. And again, this is what I did with the team. I got up 3s. And this guy was kind of switching a little bit between man and zone. He was helping it off quite a bit off LaFrance. And actually, to end the first quarter, we only had a 1-point lead. And it was a 1-point lead we got at the very end. But then, as always, we turn on the 3s. So we go and hit 3 3-pointers in a row to end up making it a 10-point game. We have a 15-point game at the start of the fourth quarter. So we managed to, again, get a little bit of a lead. And as soon as I saw this guy in the press, I'm like, game over. Game over. Like, there are certain ways of running a press effectively. 99.9% of the players just run a full court press and play on ball, and that does not work. You cannot on ball a full court press. You will concede almost every time. And in the end, we win by pretty much 20 points. This game right here was against what I felt was one of the weakest squads I'd come up against, but not gonna lie, this is one of the better players I've come up against in Europe. Like, I know I took a dumb shot right there with D-Rose at the end of the quarter, but like, this guy had the lead early, and he had the lead for a lot of it. Like, he was using like, not great players. His team wasn't great. He was using guys like Montrezl Harrell and Russell Westbrook, who aren't good cards and killing me. So this is one of the few opponents that I would say, if they had a better team, they probably would beat me at this game. The lid was on the rim for quite a while there. And like, we did get leads. Like, we were kind of in control of this game. And honestly, until the fourth quarter, there was no bigger than a 4-point lead. Until this play here, neither team had more than a 4-point lead for the entire game. Then we go and pull it out to 8. And in the end, we won by 13 points. But this was a game where, as much as I hate to admit it, I probably played against an opponent who's better than me. This game here, we are playing against Marbury, Gills, Alexander, Sprewell. This is a nice team. Looking at his bench, he had the Ruby, Tracy McGrady. His 1 weak link was Roy Hibbert and Otis Thorpe. His power forward and center off the bench allowed me to basically protect the rim off ball. So I definitely felt like I did have team advantage. I felt like there's very few, unless I'm up against, I'm not even gonna say the Opals. Like, I'm fairly confident against the Opals, unless I start coming up against the likes of seeing people with Baron Davis and then coming up against KD, LeBron, Giannis. I don't ever feel like I'm overmatched with this budget squad. Especially, like, the budget squad, the difference between budget squads and a 500k squad is minimal. The difference between budget squad and like a 2 million squad, fair enough, it's a significant difference. And actually, to start off this game right here, this guy was, I'm not going to say he was in control, but he had the lead anyway. And we hit a big shot right there to make it a 6-point game near the end of the third quarter. Nemanja Bjelica, one of the stars of the team, comes up with a 3-pointer there. And like this, we pull it out to 11 points. Draw the foul with Kobe White, and that is pretty much it. This guy decided to rage quit the game. He had enough after 27-17 in the third quarter. This game here, we played against one of the weakest teams I come up against. This was a game where I didn't take it that seriously, and it showed. Like, I actually really struggled to start the game. Kelly hits a 3-pointer right there. He was the worst player in the team by a mile, Kelly Tripucka. Like, I'm definitely gonna sell him. He's good at, I don't get me wrong, he's good at a diamond, he's good at an amethyst, but a sapphire, even though he does a Hall of Fame quick draw, look, he's nothing spectacular. His release is quite hard to green. And as always, Nick Anderson, if he's on the break, I am putting up the 3-pointer. His game right here was another one where the pick and pop reigns supreme. And as you guys know, I take a lot of 3s. So 12-point lead still in the first half. And again, we're attacking. Nick Young for 3. He hits the deep one. It's just, when you put up as many 3s as I do, you're never really out of a game. And also you can pull away really quickly. If you have 5 3s on someone, it's in a row, like, you could like completely turn the game on its head. And this game, Kelly was unreal. Like, 19 points. He was one of the stars of the game. This game right here, I was actually kind of worried because I did come up against Magic. I'm like, okay, this guy's obviously using lower overall players in order to play weaker opponents, and it just wasn't really the case. Magic was terrible, and I've come up against, this is the first time I came up against him. I've come up against him a few times. He's got one thing going for him, the fact he can post up point guards, but like if you push Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on him, you can't post him up. And Magic is just, he's a liability on offense. You can just leave him open half the time. And while this was quite a close game, we did, again, huge shot from Bielitsa, we did manage to pull away. And how we did it, we did what we always do. We took a lot of threes. Coming up towards the end of the second quarter, they did start to pull it back a little bit, but this guy did sit in the zone, and we were getting open shot after open shot after open shot. This guy was pulling it back because we were missing a couple of open shots, and at the stage in the second half where the lead was between 8 and 13 the whole way, and he never really looked to make a comeback. Magic Johnson got bullied by both my point guards, and it was just a comfortable 15-point win against a team that I wasn't really worried about, but I thought might have given me a bit of problems considering he had a card that takes a serious amount of grinding to get. And this was the 11-0 game. So if you guys haven't watched the channel, you guys know, well, if you guys are watching the video, you know the outcome of this. But this was for one of my No Money Spent squad episodes, and a couple of comments genuinely said like, oh, you just used this team at 11-0. And yeah, we came up against a fairly handy team here. This was a game I was so confident in, and we started off badly. Obviously, you guys can't see the score very well because it's a white background, which is a little bit annoying, but started off the game, we struggled. Like, this shot here by Nick Van Exel put him 10-2 ahead, and we actually had quite a decent end to the first quarter. I think we made 10 all at one stage, and obviously, big three there by Rayful France. This game was neck and neck for a while. Like, bench did what the bench did, hit a lot of threes. The bench lineup just kills it because I just shoot teams out of the game sometimes. But the fourth quarter, we get a 5-point lead, and then this was the fourth quarter of Coutinho Mobley. The most ridiculous quarter I've ever played with any individual player in this game was played going 12-0 for Baron Davis, who's unbelievable, with Coutinho Mobley. He literally didn't miss. Coutinho Mobley just completely took over the game, and in the end we win by around 20 points, which was crazy considering how close it was all the way through. So anyway, that is the video. This was the budget squad I used, and this is me going over pretty much all the games I went through to go 12-0. Again, I'm making these videos just to show you guys basically that budget squads are as good as I say they are, and that it's not just a case of me playing 3 games with a budget squad, going 11-0 with a god squad, and switching in a budget squad. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.